Beate Salchinger and I'm a member of the Scientific Committee of the forthcoming Congress organized by the European Region of World Physiotherapy, or WCPT, that is centered on physiotherapy education. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this Congress shall run as a virtual Congress from the 11th of September 2020. I wish to introduce you to the track on diversity and inclusion in learning. Europe and the world is facing a number of major challenges triggered by the changes in political systems, migration, and shifting trends in the values recognized by societies. These challenges impact on the education of physiotherapy, and the students themselves may also be part of these changes. The Congress shall include Simon Schnetzer as a keynote speaker who shall present his very interesting work on Generation Z and intergenerational understanding. A focused symposium led by Dr. Heather Gray from Glasgow Caledonian University shall discuss the facilitation of diversity and inclusion across the physiotherapy student journey. In addition, there shall be a large number of presentations whose topics range from literacy in physiotherapy, majority and minority cultural notions, accessing diverse healthcare systems, mental health, education for inclusiveness, and much more.
Hello, I'm Elena Caprelli, and I'm a member of the Scientific Committee of the forthcoming Congress organized by the European Region of World Physiotherapy, or WCPT, that is centered on physiotherapy education. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this Congress shall run as a virtual Congress from the 11th September 2020. I wish to introduce you to the track on practice education. Practice education, or clinical practice, provides physiotherapy students with opportunities to integrate theory and practice across a range of settings that starts inside the classroom and continues outside, such as in clinical or other settings. This presents a number of challenges on different levels, such as its delivery to ensure quality of practice education, its organization to ensure practice capacity that satisfies the spectrum and diversity of physiotherapy interventions, and its adaptability to ensure that skills learned are transferable across all health models. The Congress shall include Gail Jensen from Seton University of the United States of America as a keynote speaker who shall present on Learning for Practice, Facilitating Learning that Lasts. Her work shall focus around the question, how do we best prepare students for the uncertainty of clinical practice? A focus symposium by the Education Working Group of the Europe region of World Physiotherapy, led by Dr. Carmen Suarez from the University of Seville, shall discuss the practice education across Europe in the light of evidence-based physiotherapy.
Hello, I am Geert Verheijden, and I invite you to the forthcoming Congress organized by the European Region of World Physiotherapy, or WCPT, that is centered on physiotherapy education. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this Congress shall run as a virtual Congress from the 11th of September 2020. I wish to introduce you to the track on science in physiotherapy. I am a member of the scientific committee of this Congress, and together with my colleagues, we have compiled an exciting program for you, focused around 4 tracks. One of these tracks is the Science in Physiotherapy track. Basic science is a necessary and integral part of physiotherapy that is reflected within the entry to practice programs across Europe and includes natural and social sciences besides anatomy, physiology, and pathology. In order to advance as a profession, physiotherapy must be able to inform basic science, as well as continue to be informed by it in a bidirectional approach. By combining basic science and physiotherapy, knowledge will be derived that should inform practice. This knowledge transfer is a constant challenge within the field of physiotherapy that requires the collaboration between various actors. This track aims to discuss current and future concepts of science and physiotherapy, as well as knowledge transfer paradigms for physiotherapy education towards the future. The Congress shall include Deborah Felle from the University of Birmingham in the UK as a keynote speaker within this track. Furthermore, a focused symposium led by Brona Fullen from the University College Dublin in Ireland shall discuss the integration of pain neuroscience into clinical practice. In addition, there shall be a large number of presentations whose topics range from influencing confidence in the management of low back pain, teaching clinical reasoning, bridging the gap between evidence and practice, and much more.
Hello, I'm Andrea Turalla from Italy, and I'm a member of the scientific committee of the forthcoming Congress organized by the European Region of World Physiotherapy, or WSPT, that is centered on physiotherapy education. As you probably now know, this Congress shall run as a virtual Congress from the 11th of September 2012. I wish to introduce you to the addition of a late track in the scientific program that shall convey the experiences learned from the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on physiotherapy practice and especially physiotherapy education. As we have all noted through our personal experiences, COVID-19 has forced us to discover different ways of engagement. For those practicing clinicians, the frontline experience has had and possibly still has a lasting effect. Physiotherapy educators too have had to reinvent themselves to find new and fast solutions to overcome the barriers imposed by restrictions limiting social contact. Face-to-face interactions became online interactions. The lead call for abstracts was aimed to discover the experiences in the light of the disruption caused by COVID-19 and its impact on physiotherapy, and it has resulted in an overwhelming response of papers submitted. This describes not only the challenges that were faced, but also the opportunities that were created and how they now inform the present and future delivery of services and education practices. Once you preview the titles beneath this track in the scientific program, you shall be drawn into the wealth of knowledge that is eagerly waiting to be shared. This track shall also present Hans Klug, the WHO Regional Director for Europe, as a keynote speaker.